Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. I have a new handmade tea set and I'm really excited to share it with you. Every year, the college where I work hosts a juried student art exhibition where art students can submit the work that they've created during the school year, and it will be in our rotating art gallery. And it's very fun. Our students make such wonderful art. Sometimes the students offer their art for sale. Now, the great thing about the juried exhibition is that there are prizes, there are best in show prizes and scholarship prizes, and there's also a purchase prize. So if a student is offering their art for sale, then the college has the opportunity to buy it and add it to their permanent collection. I try to buy something every year. It doesn't always work out that way, but I try. The first year, it was a digital art print of like a doll in the woods. It was very cool, and it's upstairs in the craft room waiting for me to mount it somewhere to hang it on my wall, which I haven't done yet. But I do love it as a, first and foremost, a doll maker. I really loved this particular image. A couple years ago, somebody made a teapot, a beautiful teapot that's purple with butterflies and mushrooms, and it's really lovely. It's not the best engineered pot. The walls of the cups are really thick. It doesn't pour great, but I'm still really happy to have it in my collection. As a tea enthusiast, I'm very happy to have it. This year, there were 2 tea sets of a pot and 2 mugs. One of them was absolutely gorgeous. It had like this iridescent glaze, and the student priced it very high. I'm not criticizing the price of their work and what they chose. It priced me out of it. I could not buy this teapot. The other teapot was also gorgeous in a different way. It looked very Japanese. It was kind of like this squat little wide teapot. If I think I have a picture of it, I'll post it here if I do still have a photograph of that teapot. And the student artist was selling it. So I was very excited, and I contacted the faculty who manages the art gallery, and I contacted the ceramic teacher. Unfortunately for me, but fortunately for the student, that was also the piece that the school decided to purchase, which means I couldn't. It happens like that sometimes, and that's okay. Actually, this is the first time that they purchased something that I wanted, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine. And it's really great for the student because now they can say that they have a piece of their art in a college's permanent collection, and it's really great. Well, I got to meet that student at the award ceremony. Her name is Myla, and she said she would like to remake the teapot and teacups for me. So now I have commissioned a teapot and teacups from this student. She really seems, I personally feel that she has a great eye for this particular type of pottery. Making mugs and things to drink out of can be kind of complex. Like, you want the walls of your mugs thin enough so that it's not cumbersome to drink from. I love her style. I love her color choice. She ended up making my pot a little bit bigger, and she included a tray, which the original set in the art gallery didn't have. So I'm very excited. She delivered it yesterday, and I'm very excited to show you. Here is our beautiful tea set. How adorable is that? I've got 2 cups, and I like, as I was saying, the thickness of the wall there. Good size. This is the pot. It's got this cute little handle and a lid. So one of the things that I want to see if I can point out is the inside here. You can kind of see it has that strainer built in for your tea leaves. This pot holds about 10 ounces before it'll start just coming out of the spout automatically. I have prepared 8 ounces of water so that it doesn't do that. So the tea I'm going to make today is this raspberry Earl Grey from Magic Hour. It's a lovely tea. Basically Earl Grey with additional raspberry flavor. We're just going to drop it in the teapot like that. And then pour in some water. And let it steep for 5 minutes. So while my tea is steeping, I do want to talk a little bit about this particular process. The benefit of being able to work with an artist is that I was able to tell her what I needed and what I've learned from having other handmade teapots in my collection. One of the first things was how the tea pours. So the beautiful purple teapot that I own doesn't really pour great. I think there's like, I could probably add like a wine pour to the spout and it will pour better. When it pours, it comes out of the spout and it just runs down the side of the teapot. Like there's no lift in the pour. So I was able to tell my artist about that. And I prefer when art functions, but if it doesn't function the way I need it to, that's okay too. Like I still wanted to buy the set even if I couldn't use it. But that was one of the things that I was able to talk to her about and say, hey, you know, you need to engineer a pot that has a decent pour if you want somebody to use it. Of course, the other thing we talked about was food safe glaze, because I was going to put something in there that I was actually wanting to consume. She told me when she delivered the set yesterday that her brother is also very into tea, so she was able to consult with him a little bit on the design of her teapot and sort of the things that somebody who enjoys tea might look for in a functional teapot. I was her first commission, which she said she was very excited about. I'm also very excited just because I love tea and I love serving my tea in beautiful things. I did not measure the volume of the cups, but I said that the pot will hold about 10 ounces and I put 8 ounces in it to be sure. If I fill it any more than that, like there's still more room in there, but if I fill it more than that, it will start to just leak out of the spout. That was an interesting discovery, but I tested it with just plain cool water, so it wouldn't hurt me. We have about 30 seconds. We have about 30 seconds left on the timer, and I want to talk a little bit about pouring. So built into the pot are those little holes that kind of sort of strain your tea. It's not perfect. Lots of teapots have that. It's not a perfect system. Normally for something like this, where I put my tea leaves directly in the pot, I would use a strainer like this. So as we can see, this strainer isn't quite the right size. That's our time. So as we can see, the strainer isn't quite the right size for this cup. I could still probably make it work, but I'm just not going to do that. I just want to see what the first pour is actually going to be like. So here we go. So here is my tea. Often you have to hold on the lid and that's fine. And there we are. So there's a little bit of dripping here. That's actually kind of normal, especially in handmade teapots. It's not nearly as bad as some other teapots that I own. And there's a few little leaf parts in. Some got through. It's not super thin mesh, and that's okay. So cheers. Do you say cheers before drinking tea? Itadakimasu. Sláinte, skål, salud. Tea leaf. It's good tea. I love it. I'm so excited to have it. It's so cute. It's such a cute set. It feels good to hold this. Like, it's a small little teacup. Like, I usually put my tea in mugs because I drink a lot of tea, but it's a small little teacup and it feels good to hold. And I know that an artist's hands lovingly made it, and lovingly made it for me specifically, knowing full well that I was going to use it and enjoy it. And I'm really so delighted. So, Myla, thank you for this beautiful tea set. I think I'm going to use it a good deal. It's really pretty. It's a great little tea for two, although in my case it's probably going to be tea for one. That's okay. I enjoy this. So I will put, she gave me her business card and has an email address if anybody is interested in contacting her for a commission. She really does lovely work. I get a lot of handmade pottery, and this is some really lovely work. So I'm going to sit down and enjoy my tea in my commissioned teacup. I'm very happy to have it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am grateful for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.